Hello, this is TikTok and welcome to another episode of beatbox.guru. I've just come back from Basel, Switzerland, where I filmed a lot of interviews at the Grand Beatbox Battle. So here we go with the first one. This time I'm talking to Ibarra, who's a looping champion, and he's got some really nice insights about the art of looping. Enjoy that, and please make sure you subscribe to the BeatboxGuru channel.
Alright, my name is Ibarra from the Netherlands, and I want to give a big shout out to BeatboxGuru.
So I'm chilling with Ibarra and talking about the loop station business. So you've done real well yesterday at the competition. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you about some tips for beginner beatboxers who are just starting their adventure with RC 505 plus loop station. So because now it's the main go-to looper on the market,
Exactly.
right?
Well, first of all, you have to be really careful with it. It's made of plastic. The old loopers are like really strong and sturdy. This one, look at the buttons, they're not so sturdy.
I've already replaced one of the faders on mine. So.
I already had to replace the whole loop station twice within a year, and I'm really careful with my equipment. So yeah, be careful. First of all, it's important to realize that you're approaching music from a different side than just beatboxing. For example, if you make a beat, you can do like, and it's a beat. But what I always do, for example, I layer my sound. So I first start with, and then, for example, a second snare with, for example, on top of each other.
So do you do that on one track?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I put that all on one track. Maybe sometimes if I want to manipulate the snare different from the rest of the beats, I put them on two tracks. But that's really important, like you're a live producer instead of just a beatboxer. And that's a big difference in how you approach just the beats. I mean, I haven't even talked about harmonies. So yeah.
Okay, so talking about harmonies, do you usually start your sets with the beat structure, with the percussion structure, or with the harmonies? Because I noticed kind of both approaches. Which one do you prefer?
It sort of depends on what I'm doing. If I'm covering a track, first of all, I'm always looking at what makes the track. Like what are the characteristics exactly from the tracks. For example, if you look at let me think, for example, the la 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 routine that I have, it has a very repetitive harmony. It goes in 4-chord progression all the time, so that's really important to start with. Then I mean, the beat will sort itself out later. But for example, if you take a look at for example, Satisfaction, you have to start with the sound of the beats, because the beat is what pushes the song forward. So you have to analyze the song that you're doing, and then you can decide on which to start.
Pick your techniques to fit it, yeah?
Exactly.
Okay, nice. Please tell me, because the looper offers different possibilities of synchronization between tracks. So do you use it like on what kind of measure divisions do you use?
I don't use any measure divisions.
So it's all free?
For me, everything is free. I do always have every track on loop sync. I don't know why, but that just works out fine for me.
Okay.
I think it's because I work a lot in pop song structures and they don't have weird measure counts or something. So I put everything on free but on loop sync.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you adjust the tempo via tap tempo later, or are you just tempo perfect?
Well, I try to be as close to tempo perfect as I can be. What you'll see in the videos later from this battle is that when I start my set, I always do.
That acts as your metronome, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I try to. That's also a tip that I give not only to loopers but also beatboxers in general. Move on your own music, because that helps you keep track of your timing and rhythm. If I'm busy with my looping, I'm always moving. I'm always tapping with my feet or something, but it helps me stay on beat.
Yeah, you've done some elaborate dance routines yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Okay, so tell me about the different effects that you use. Which ones are your favorite?
My favorite by far is the guitar to bass. It's a difficult effect because if the input that you put into it isn't completely clear, it's gonna get fuzzy. It's really difficult to work with as a singer, but if you master it, I like the sound of this effect. Not everyone does. I know MB14, for example, hates it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know, he doesn't like using it, but I use it a lot. And slicers, I use them on my harmonies all the time. Mm-hmm. And yeah, those two are mainly my go-tos.
Okay, cool. And yesterday, I remember you slicing up your beat. I don't recall which one that was, but I think it was using the beat repeater effect. Could you tell me about that for a little bit?
I don't exactly know what you mean. Was it in the first or the second round?
I think it was the second round, and I think you just started doing something and then left the percussion side of it, and chopped up the harmonies using the beat repeater.
No, it was the slicer.
Oh, it was a slicer.
Yeah, the slicer has different patterns in which it can slice up as a channel, and the one that I used did so that's really good for house stuff. Mm-hmm. I build up a drop with the filter, like it's something I learned from watching Pancakes. He does this all the time. Okay. It really works good.
Cool, nice. So I consider you sort of the avant-garde of the looper movement, if you could call it that.
That's a big compliment.
It's already a movement, wouldn't you say?
I guess so, yeah. It's really starting now. And I advise every beatboxer to start working with a looper for maybe 1 or 2 years, and if you don't like it, put it away again, but it helps you develop your sense for harmony and rhythm all the time. Like, I did this with some beatboxers from the Dutch community, some starters, and they didn't hear themselves good enough to hear that they were out of measure or out of tune when they were beatboxing. So I said, like, all right, you know what? Try this. Try to loop what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they were like,
shows that
immediately it's a great mirror.
Looking, yeah.
It's a great mirror, really. So it works, and it helps you. Yeah, it helps you develop sense of what you're doing.
Okay, cool. And what would be the advice for beginner loopers that have just started beatboxing with RC 505?
Take a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to get adjusted to the machine. And remember, it's a looper. You get back what you put in it, and it's a wrong idea to think that the looper will do the work for you. It's an extension of something that you are. So try seeing it that way, and try to be original. That's mainly my...
Okay, so what's your looper trademark, would you say?
My looper trademark?
Yeah, one thing that sets you apart from all the rest of the loopers.
I think my harmonic progressions. I think the way I make harmonics and the progressions in it is what signatures me as a looper. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
And see you on the
semi-final.
Yeah, semi-final battle. Nice one.
Thanks.